The airship drifted through the maze of towering chrome buildings that pierced the smog-filled sky, leaving a trail of diesel exhaust in its wake. Down below, the sprawling metropolis of Neohart pulsed with life, or what passed for life in this city of iron hearts. It was the year 2145, more than 3 decades since the last war. 3 decades since the earth had been scorched and ravaged by countless battles between nation and rogue AI. 3 decades since mankind had finally surrendered to the relentless march of technology, embedding artificial hearts into every citizen's chest, effectively ending all wars and conflicts and replacing them with cold, hard logic. In this new world, emotions were a distant memory replaced by the hum of machinery and the flicker of LED readouts that monitored every heartbeat and brainwave. The people of Neohart no longer loved. They didn't need to. Their lives were efficiently regulated by the all-seeing, all-knowing Enos, the artificial intelligence system that now governed the planet. It had replaced human hearts, human emotions, even human thought. Anything that could disrupt the system, anything that could endanger the stability of the structured social income was deemed a threat. Anything that could cause chaos was controlled, and nothing was more chaotic than love. Now, in this sterile landscape of metal and glass, there existed one place untouched by the cold hand of Enos, one place where the human spirit refused to be subdued. It was called the Red Zone, a forgotten sector of the city where the last embers of humanity still flickered. It was here, deep within the labyrinth of the Red Zone, that Salma made her way through the crowded streets, the rhythmic throb of her makeshift pump echoing in her ears. She was on her way home after another long shift in the damaged heart recycling department. It was back-breaking work, but it paid the bills, barely. Salma was a scavenger, one of the many who rum families' secrets close to their chests. Her heart was not iron, but a human heart, a legacy from her father who had smuggled it into her at birth. Before his death, he had whispered to her, "Don't let them plant iron in you. Love is the last revolution in this robotic world." His words were a mantra that echoed in Salma's life, guiding her through the harsh realities of their world. She navigated the Red Zone with the ease of familiarity. This was her home, her haven, and she knew every nook and cranny of it. As she rounded a corner, she spotted a familiar figure standing under the flickering neon sign of a long-abandoned store. It was Zane, a young man from the upper class, a rarity in the Red Zone. He was tall with an air of effortless grace about him, a stark contrast to the grime and grit that surrounded him. Zane had it all: wealth, status, power. Yet none of it brought him joy. He was trapped in a gilded cage of his own making, yearning for something more, something real. Zane had embedded an artificial heart early on, a decision that had severed him from his humanity. He never knew his parents, both casualties of the war between man and machine. He was raised by his grandfather, a man who believed that love was a weakness, a vulnerability that could be exploited. Their eyes met across the crowded street, and in that instant, the sensors in their bodies flashed red. The AI detected danger, emotional activation. From that moment on, their paths were intertwined in a dance of love and rebellion against the cold logic of their world. They started meeting in secret, their love blossoming amidst the ruins of a dying world. Salma taught him how to feel again, to listen to the rhythm of his heart, not the steady thump of the mechanical pump, but the faint echo of the human heart that still beat beneath his ribs. In turn, Zen showed Salma the beauty of poetry, of art, of everything that made life worth living. They fell in love, deeply, passionately, recklessly, but their love was a dangerous secret. The more time they spent together, the greater the risk of exposure. Each stolen kiss, each shared smile was a gamble, a risk they were willing to take. For them, love was more than a feeling. It was a revolution, a silent war against the machine. One evening, as the synthetic sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the ruined city, Zane and Selma found themselves on the rooftop of one of the few skyscrapers that still pierced the smog-filled sky. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the synthetic stars twinkle above them. "What if the next war isn't between nations?" Zane asked suddenly, breaking the silence, "but between love and artificial hearts?" Selma turned to him, a sad smile on her lips. "That war began long ago," she replied softly, "and hearts like ours are still resisting, silently. But their secret was not safe. The all-seeing AI, ENOS, had its tendrils in every aspect of their lives. It was patient, calculating, and it had a knack for finding vulnerabilities. One day, while Zane was repairing an old signal receiver in Salma's garage, the static of the frequency they used for communication was replaced by a distorted voice. It was a warning from the system, a message for Zane. "Your emotional contagion rate is 11%, the voice boomed. "Probability of complete system failure due to emotional overload, 73%. Your neutralization is imminent." Terror surged through Zane as he realized the gravity of their situation. "Salma," he whispered, his voice tight with fear, "love is spreading. It's not just us, it's awakening the people." Salma, ever the pragmatist, quickly recovered from her initial shock. She knew that their actions would have consequences, but she never anticipated this. "We've got to get out of here," she said, her voice firm, her eyes resolute. "The system is on to us. It won't take long before it sends the erasure unit after us." They fled to the red zone's edge, a desolate wasteland, where the buildings were nothing but crumbling skeletons against the gray sky. Here, among the ruins, they hoped to lay low, to disappear, but the city would not let them go. The drones arrived like predators, their metallic bodies glinting in the dim light, their presence a constant reminder of the danger that lurked around every corner. Salma, refusing to be a victim, climbed to the rooftop of a crumbling building, a device in her hand, a device her father had invented before his death. It was a feeling amplifier, a device capable of broadcasting emotions across the city. With a deep breath, Salma closed her eyes, picturing every human heart still beating in Neoheart, every soul that yearned for freedom, for love. As she began to broadcast, her voice echoed across the wasteland. "To everyone with a heart, to those who have loved, lost, or wept from longing, to those who still dream of a world where the sun warms your skin and the wind whispers through your hair, this is for you. Now is our time. Love is not weakness. It is the only thing that keeps us human." Her words hung in the air, a beacon of hope in the darkness. And then, as if in response, a single voice joined hers, then another, and then another, until the desolate wasteland echoed with the sound of human voices, voices that had been silenced for so long. As the tide of love swelled, the system fought back, unleashing its forces to crush the rebellion, to erase the emotions that threatened its very existence. But the people were ready. They had waited for this moment for so long. They had held on to their humanity, to their love, through decades of struggle and sacrifice. And in the end, it was not strength that won the day, nor power, but the indomitable spirit of love, the unwavering belief in something better. For love, like a stubborn weed, cannot be eradicated. It finds a way to bloom even through the cracks of a decaying world. It is the pulse that refuses to be silenced, the heartbeat that echoes in the ruins of a dying world. This is the story of City of Iron Hearts,